stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Feel good, feel great, can't complain. Look out my window, see birds and planes. Sun's out, some clouds, it might rain. Siblings on my nerves again. Summertime, go for a swim. Wintertime, go grab a sled. Spring, I might need an umbrella. Fall back in school with my friends. Attitude change like the weather. My mom tell me it never ends. Like clocks, we evolve in a circle. Every 12 months we do it again. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day.
Yo, what's good, guys? What's happening, guys? Is everyone all good? Is everyone all freaked out? Has everyone got 26k, 20k, 15k, 2k in their mind? My days, man. Look, if it gets there, it gets there. Right now, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. All right? We will only know when they start making the move. That's what we need to consider. All right? No, you listen. This is the problem that people have, right? is they see something, they hold on to it. Remember, the mind needs to find reassurance on stuff. So it always tries to seek the safest option. So you see 22K, 26K, you then become fearful, and then your mind starts to reassure you that that will be a great place for you to buy. All right. Well, Bitcoin right now is at 40K. We ain't looking at 22, 26, whatever. I mean, if it gets there, fine. We have a conversation. We look for another pattern. But right now, Bitcoin's at 40K, and she's held this zone quite amicably. Right? Let's take a look at what's going on. But before we do, Mark, I'm going to get into it right now, my man. I'm going to get into it right now. You didn't have to super chat there, bro. But thank you anyway, man. All right, and cool. Let me just address the man them in the room. What's going on? I don't know. Downtime, I don't know. He didn't hit me up. I don't know. You know, the guys, the 5 guys that did it, you know, they showed me solid confirmation of that. So I'm happy with that. So there's no pressure for that. Tony, what's good, bro? What's happening, man? Isn't it quite bizarre how yesterday we were talking about the 40K mark? All right. I'm going to bring up the chart. But before I do that, I want to just say, what's up, everyone? How we doing? Is everyone all happy? Is everyone all messed up? Is everyone fearful? Which you shouldn't be. All right? Don't be. We don't care. We don't care about price. If you're still coming to this stream with price in your mind, you're not a pattern watcher. That's what's important. All right? So I just hope everyone is embracing the stream for what it is. We look at the pattern. Forget the price. All right? We look at candlesticks and we look at patterns. And there's something that I'm going to be addressing as well. I saw that, Lewis, man. Well done, bro. Yeah, I've been listening to too much Stormzy today. That's why. Stormzy and Dave getting on the grime scene. You know? I need to go back to listening to Metallica, because then I'll be like, yo, what's up, motherfuckers? How we doing, man? Let's spit out the bone. Let's go crazy kind of shit. I'll start listening to Slipknot as well. Mark, it's all good, man. Dave is different. Dave is different. I can't, man. I can't put any mainstream music on, man. They'll just cut the stream straight off. Yeah? Alright, and cool. The main trading chat on Discord, just the Patreon members. Ryan, I don't know about that. You're gonna have to hit up Mike Dutch on that one. Mike Dutch or Infinex, hands up. Yes, if you got the projection video today, guys, all right, it pretty much summed up today's behavior. All right, so, but yeah, we're going to go into the charts right now. I've addressed, you know, I hope everyone's all good. And we're going to just start talking some price action, man. All right, cool. Here we go. This is true system hack. Nothing else matters. For me, it has to be the Master of Puppets album, man. You know, I had all their 9 albums, and then all of a sudden they started bringing out this mainstream stuff. Although I do like Moth Into the Flame. What else? Hardwired, Spit Out the Bone. Those are the tracks I listen to when I'm breaking down charts. Not exactly the greatest one, but hey. Does the RSI matter in patterns? Listen, the RSI does matter in patterns, but if you had a checklist of 1 to 100, okay, of the confluences that need to come into play, the RSI will probably be there in the 90s. All right. So the first thing you need to consider is, what are the candlesticks showing? Look left. Okay. What has happened for price to get to where it is right now? Or should I say the candlesticks? Okay. Then you start looking at the patterns. If you feel like you found the pattern, zoom out, determine the cycle that you're in. What level are you in? And then you start looking at Where are the vector candles in line of the pattern? Where are they appearing at the 50, at the 200, at the 800? And then you look at, if you feel as though that there is a potential play, you then pull up the RSI and you say to yourself, okay, let's do that right now. Pull up the RSI and you say to yourself, okay, on the 15-minute time frame, the RSI has shown volatility outside the volatility band. All right, I'm anticipating that if this move is hypothetically the first leg of a W formation, for example, all right, although it's not below a moving average, I'm just giving you a hypothetical scenario, then I'd be expecting the RSI to come back down towards the volatility band but not break it, which will give me the element of divergence that as they go lower, price is closing higher. Okay, so the RSI is relevant. On the 1 minute time frame, the RSI is important because you can see it update in real time. All right, it is very strong. I've back tested the TDI on the 1 minute time frame, and the patrons that got that advanced trading strategy today, you know, you saw that. You saw the power of the RSI. Well, I didn't really talk much about it, but it was really the candlesticks. But I made reference to it, I believe. I think. Okay, then, cool. Albertaz, you got that video, yeah? That is wicked. All right, then, cool. Here we go. Now, like, listen, the TDI indicator is in the Discord. Okay? You can download IC Markets. All right? You don't have to deposit any money on IC Markets. You can download the platform of MT4 because they give you a period of, I think it's about a year or 2 years before they contact you and they say to you, look, are you going to look to deposit any money in this account? Otherwise, we will close it. All right. Use MT4 as the base for you to just install the indicators and make your analysis off IC Markets, or should I say MT4, and then go to wherever you go to buy your cryptocurrency as such. All right. If you can get it elsewhere, get the MT4, but each broker is different. But I know IC Markets does it for about a year or 2 years. I think it's demo or real, one or the other. Okay, but they do give you plenty of time, so you don't have to deposit. If you want to trade on this platform, happy days. And you know, you can trade so many commodities that you can trade. Look, you've got all of these commodities, CFDs, futures, indices, metals, bonds. If you want this platform, the link is in the description. And then go to the Discord and you can download the indicators free of charge. They're all in there. Okay. So I'm going to have a look at gold and dollar yen in a bit, but I'm just going to go through Bitcoin and we're going to summarize what has happened and what is likely to happen next. All right. So if everyone is ready for it, let's get it on. Let's go. Yeah, your Sonic game. You know what, bro? That is so true, you know. It literally is a Sonic game. Casino level. So, yeah. All right, and here we go. Let's go. So, on the 50... Right, we go back to the hourly. All right, this is what's important. We go back onto the hourly. Let me just tidy up my charts. The reason why I keep this stuff on, guys, is because there are people that literally wait for the stream to determine the patterns and everything, and they want to marry up their drawing of the pattern to my drawing, so it helps them understand if they're doing it correctly. So it does look crazy with lines, but just please bear with it. All right, it's to really help people. Now we understand the 39k got hit, so I don't need to talk about that anymore. All right. The key number for me is the 40k mark. All right, so what happened today? Asian session from last night's stream. Guys, if I've got advice for you, it's this. Okay, for every stream that you watch the stream before. All right, because the stream before, I talk about what's likely to happen, and then the corresponding stream is going to tell you, you know, going to talk through what actually happened. Okay, so from last night's stream, okay, we were trying to establish if this W formation is going to form and play out. Okay, now it came down to the lows. We anticipated a retrace back to the 50. Didn't happen, but it did pull back and spike the low. And we said there should be a pin bar down here, and the pin bar formed perfectly. Okay, more importantly, we did anticipate it to come back down to this point. All right, however, if you look closely, this candle sort of took some of the liquidity right there. Okay, so they came down, took a few orders, and then they moved back up, because remember, they were turning all the shorts to the downside, and then they reversed it all the way back up. So it's safe to say that they kind of got their money's worth in this area. This next candle brought price all the way back down to this zone. Okay, so it's safe to say that this area may look like it's being held really well. It was on the daily open as well. Okay, no, it's not the day. Is that daily open? No, it's not daily open. Cool, that's fine. Get rid of that. That's the daily open right there. Okay, now what's important? Straight out of the Asian session, market makers just followed price up, and I did say today on the projections channel and to the patrons, today may be a little bit of a quiet day, and that's exactly what has happened. I didn't expect much from the markets today because it's all been done over from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Look at what's been happening. All the hype and all this scaremongering across the marketplace. Elon just throwing random tweets and shit. You know, people are starting to get bored of that because they know what to expect from it. And then the market is going to absorb that straight away and just be like, forget it. He's just trolling cryptocurrency. In the end, it's going to have to take someone else of higher statusship, okay, and someone who doesn't get involved in crypto, who then becomes involved in crypto to really start moving things. All right. So price eventually came back to the 50 EMA. And it hit the projection point that we said from last night, the first pool of liquidity. So happy days, it hit that liquidity pool. Could you have traded that? Most definitely. Why? Because if you drop down to the 15-minute time frame, okay, yeah, Cryptomaniac, man, he's top guy. He is, man. You know, I did not expect him to give me that shout out at all. Didn't even know he existed. That's bad. You know, he just mentioned my name, and before you know it, I didn't even realize. I was like looking, I was thinking, why am I getting so many subscribers? I've not done anything. I'm just doing the normal stuff. You know, I do have a consistent growth, you know, every so often about 20, 30 subscribers every day, and I'm cool with that. And then all of a sudden, I just keep seeing these jumps. I'm like, what's happened? And someone then told me that he mentioned me, and I was like, fair play to the guy. I went and thanked him. And I did the same for him last night. So I hope he's managed to, you know, increase his subscriber base. Tit for tat, man. You know, paying back, paying forward. You know the game. Okay, so. Oh, Cryptomaniac. He stole your name. Oh, no. He did, didn't he? It's all good. It's all love. Anyway, so looking at the 15-minute time frame, there are many ways that you could have traded today's price action. All right, now it does involve a little bit of it's like an advanced strategy, but you can always play price bouncing off the 50 EMA. Now this zone right here is a tricky zone to try and play, all right, because you're not really seeing much activity. This was out the Brinks box, stop, punt, rise, drop, and then as they went to spike the 50 to induce traders to go short, what they did was they recovered this previous green candle right there. If you can see it, let me zoom in so you guys can see. Let's zoom right up there. You can see how they've come back to recover some of this candle, pretty much 50% of the candle. Now you'll notice whenever you see a pin recovering a previous candle, a green candle, a red candle, usually takes it out within the 50% mark. Why? Because this candle wasn't green when it first started. It became green. So at the point it becomes green, it's when the market makers are starting to place their orders, changing price aggressively to the upside to get the shorts filled at the highest possible point within that candle. Okay. Now, this candle here spiked the 50 and came back up, triggered the shorts and pulled it straight back. For me, that would have been an entry on the open of this candle. And if it wasn't going to work in my favor, my stop would have effectively been at the end of this candle right here. So your drawdown would have been that much, very minimal. Okay, the fact that price stayed above the 50 was enough for me. So you would have been able to ride this move to the potential projection point. So you would have said to yourself, so where would I expect price to go? So if the strength behind this move here continues, then we are looking at this point. Okay, this projection point right here. Okay, cool. So she did just that. Bitcoin spiked the high, hit the projection and come back. Now, could you have taken a trade here? You could have, yep. You would have seen this notable volume coming up, deviating away from the 50 EMA, New York reversal, Brinks box, setting it up, down she goes. Vector candles 1, 2, and 3, they hit the daily open and then they move away from it. If you remember a couple of streams ago, I was saying to you guys, the daily open is a very important zone. Look at how she respected the daily open right there. Yeah, very important. If I can see this correctly, I bet, actually, hold on. Is that going to be what I think it's going to be? Hold on. Nah, man. Nah, man, look at that. Okay, so guys, can you see that? Can everybody see what I'm looking at right now? Give me a 1 if you can see it. I want to know if you can see it. No? Alright, and cool. You're trading that good, man. There you go, Avataz. Do your thing, bro. Okay. Green candle, yeah? You see how it's recovered the green candle right to the point where it opened at. I'll say it again. The candlesticks will always take priority over the pattern because the pattern can only play out if the candlesticks are present. All right? No worries. If you are new to the stream, guys, you'll get this. Just go back a few streams, watch the previous streams, okay? And you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. I have to accommodate, you know, the new guys, but I have to also accommodate the guys that have been with me from day one. Okay, so it's the real-time learning. So I am saying a few things that you may not be familiar with, please bear with me. If you want more information about it, there's a playlist in the channel which is called Understanding the Hybrid Theory, and you'll be hybrid system, and you'll be able to understand a little bit better about what I'm talking about. I do speak cryptically if you're new to this channel. It is crazy. I talk about vectors and climaxes and what have you. It is a bit confusing, but you'll understand it as you come to the streams because I regurgitate the same information. Why? Because the market makers do the same shit every fucking day, and that's the best thing about this game, right? They do the same thing every day, but we don't know when. That's the key thing. We know they're going to do it, but when? Yeah? See, like, look, you can see how they started rising price. If we just looked at the chart without paying attention to what is going on here, all right? So if we was looking at price and this is all we could see, we would know at some point they would come back to that area, all right? We know for a fact they would come back to that area. Now, assuming that it didn't come down, what if it continued higher and higher? We would still be under the impression that the market makers would come back down to that point. And luckily for us, they came back down straight away. All green candles were recovered by the red. All right, 1, 2, and 3 vectors. 1, 2, and 3. It's right in front of you guys. Focus on the green candlesticks. These are the areas that the market makers build the orders. They don't care about these gray and white ones. This is the retail trader moving price, you know, when he's getting his orders in. All right, the green candles and the red candles are the market makers, and the blue and the violet ones as well. Okay, so anybody that is new to this game, okay, welcome to the channel. Thank you if you've just recently subscribed. But I'm telling you now, you understand this, you'll be like everybody else that came with this, that came to this stream from day one. Those who came to this stream from day one had the hardest learning curve. Why? Because I was just throwing them so much information and they were like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Okay. Now we've got a community of people where people can share the same information, talk to each other, and it helps people's learning. So mad respect to people that are doing that. All right, so by the principle of the green candlesticks being recovered, by that token we expect now these red candlesticks to be recovered also, because what they do when price goes up is exactly the same as what they do when it comes down. We understand that when price is rising, market makers are building shorts at higher prices. If market makers are going long, then surely price is going to keep going. You know, moon boys are going to be involved in there, aren't they? They're going to be sending price higher. You're telling me the moon boys are going to turn around and say, hold on, let's put the brakes on. We don't want to make any more money. Fuck that. They ain't going to do that. Market maker decides when he wants to change the direction, because if he's trapped enough liquidity and the belief behind price rising, okay, he knows he's got the moon boy trapped. He's got his shorts filled at the highest possible price. Why? Because for every buyer, there has to be a seller on the other side. You can only buy something if someone is going to sell to you. Likewise, if you want to sell something, you can only achieve that if someone's going to buy it off you. And the only person that's going to fulfill your contract is Mr. Market Maker, the composite man. He's the guy that accommodates us. He doesn't accommodate, we don't accommodate him. He accommodates us, but he takes advantage of us at the same time, because there's more of us than there is of him. But he has more of what we want, and that's liquidity. Okay? So, assuming that Bitcoin holds this zone, we should see the retrace of these red candles. All right? Right now, Sydney's not fully open. I'm expecting when Sydney opens, we should see some activity happening. All right? We need to recover this red candle. Once we recover this red candle, price will move away from the zone, and it would likely come back and retest the 50 EMA. Ideally, on the 15-minute, I want the 50 to cross over to the 200. This is on a 15-minute time frame. Jump over to the hourly where we determine the cycle itself. All right? You can clearly see that we are at the 5 and the 13 EMA. What is the criteria? The criteria is when the 13 EMA crosses over the 50, it's a signal. All right? It's not a signal to buy. It's not a signal to sell. It's a signal to tell us something's going to change. The momentum is changing. In this instance, if the 13 EMA does cross over the 50 EMA on the hourly, granted, its price is rising, price is going to be going higher. All right? But you do get the 5 and the 13, crossing over on the 50 EMA, and it goes nowhere. So you've got to be careful about how you view this. All right? Cool. Now, what can you see in front of you that tells you market makers favor higher prices? Come on, man, because I need to preserve my voice. It's all good me talking to you guys, the veterans who've been coming to the channel. I want you guys to teach the new people. Yeah? Yeah, and by the way, I'm playing Phasmophobia tonight. It's a really scary game, man. And Mike says it's going to be an enjoyable thing to watch, me playing that game. So, yeah. Pins to the low, giant pin bar. I'm not seeing it. Ah, there you go. First person. I've got to acknowledge it. First person that said it. Crypto Keeper. Stopping volume. Finished. Yeah, it's always the first person. But, yep, there you go. Couple of other, there you go. Big Funk. Yep, you're saying it. Stopping. That's good. You can see pins. Yep, that's it. Pins. The importance of the pins, but ultimately it's the stopping volume candle that we're paying attention to. Why? Because look, this candle was red all the way down here. Okay? It was selling off. All right? So the fear was installed in people's eyes that Bitcoin was breaking the 50 EMA. It's going to continue now back to the downside. Well, hold on a second. If by the principle of a candle being in the red, surely we should be going down further. Why has price reversed back up? Because what is happening behind this candle? Induce the retail trader to believe that the 50 EMA has now been a point of resistance. Look at this. Closes below the 50. Closes below the 13 and the 5. Retail trader looks at that and says, yo, we're going to continue. 22K, baby. Let's go. That's what's in their head. All right? Market maker facilitates that. Breaks down the 40K. Yeah? Market makers build their shorts above key notable areas to anticipate a great fill towards the breakthrough of that key notable number. Market makers build below these key areas in anticipation to break through that key number and get filled perfectly. Do you see the cycle of the fuckery that they do? And people think this game can be simply, how can I put it to you? You can crack the code on this game by simply attaching an indicator that just gives you a signal. Nah, there's more to it. This is the meta game of trading, guys. I will talk to you about the meta game. I'm not going to say to you when this indicator gives you a signal of 1/2 or anything like that. Fuck that. It's the meta game because it's the meta game that 90% of people don't pay attention to, which is why only a few people make money in this game and the 95% of them lose it. Because people trade with tools. They don't trade with their mind. And that's the only tool you need, guys. All right? So this big candle here originally was red. Okay? That means the market makers induced the retail trader to send price down. He triggered the shorts. Everyone's going crazy. Now remember, the daily open right here, price was in the green, and then it's coming all the way down and it hits the daily open and it turns red. Do you understand how many people trade off the daily open itself? And if they see it comes down and closes below the daily open, they think it's going to finish off on the day as a red down day. They think, fuck, Bitcoin's going to drop now. That's it. I'm going to go short. Well, unfortunately, some people went short down here. They got short. Market maker was like, thank you very much. London session allowed us to get the liquidity to move price all the way to the downside. The moment London closes, what happens? New York takes over and takes price all the way back up and recovers price, recovers the previous candle. So they trapped the guys to go short and they got their longs filled at the lowest possible point and reversed all the way back up. Okay? Now, if we zoom out a little bit, I've been seeing a lot of guys saying, oh, the W formation hasn't played out. Well, technically it sort of has. Okay, look, remember, variation on the theme. What we like to see is we want to see price come back to the 50 EMA and pull back away from it. All right, but there are two ways you can see this pattern on this higher time frame. You can consider that this is the completion of the pattern. Whoops. You can say that that is the second leg up. Okay, this is the pullback that always happens on a W formation, and we are now on a retrace continuation to the upside. That is one aspect to it. You can also consider that you've got the first shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Variation on the theme, which is why I say to you, what's important? Focus on the candles. Notable volume, stopping volume right there. Look at how they work in the lows. Pin, pin, pin. They're taking, the liquidity from the lows because people are going short. They're getting those longs filled at lower prices in anticipation to close, to break out of the zone and move higher. Look at this candle right here. This candle right here closed strong above the 40K. All right. Directly the 40K mark. Now we're at 40.5. Okay. 40,500. Okay. If this intention by the market maker is solid, okay, then we should see higher prices. Drop down to the 15-minute time frame. What do we see? Prices now, look, you got the 200 and the 50 flat. When the moving averages are flat, you got to have your hands back and you need to wait. Okay? Drop down to the 5-minute time frame so you can find vectors. Where are the vectors? Are we seeing any stopping volume candles? Look at the amount of green candles right there. Yeah? Green candle, green candle. They're pushing. Look at that stopping volume candle on the 5-minute time frame right there. Okay? Comes back. Daily open, shifting out. Closed higher than the daily open from the previous session. That's good news for us. Now it looks like it wants to come up, pull back. Sees the 800 EMA as resistance. It's going to work the zone a little bit now. Okay? Bitcoin, my projection. Well, we've had the first projection hit. That's good news. Where's she gone? Here we go. So we've had the first projection zone hit, which is here. Now, ideally, what we want to do is wait for price to recover this previous zone because these are red candles on the lower time frame being the 15-minute one. Okay? And if the strength is there, because the 50 EMA right now is being tested. All right? Price needs to break above this area, come back, retest it, continuation to the upside. And so the next projection zone will be 44. Okay? So we need to wait for confirmation. We're seeing confluence after confluence appearing in this zone. Yes, it looks like a kid's playbook or it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog level, but I think most of you guys know what to expect with these variations of these lines and what have you. It does paint the picture. Okay? Yeah, people that sold, they got squashed hard, man. And look, The end of the red box is the London close. You need to pay attention to that. The end of the box, this red box, is the London close. That means when London closes, New York is the only liquidity pool that is available right now, right at that point in time. So they're down a liquidity pool. That means that they can move price pretty much on light volume, okay, to the area that they want it to go to and set up price for the next session, okay? Look how the stopping volume candle, the highest amount of volume for that point in time, appeared during and up until the close of the London session, okay? Really important that you pay attention to that, all right? How you finding it so far, guys? Yeah, eToro's good. If you're from the States, bro, and you can't get access to IC markets, get onto eToro, man. That's happy days. You know, just get hold of MT4 because that's where the indicators work at their best. Yeah? Great, great. Okay, as long as you guys are learning, that means we're winning. Okay, cool. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay then, let's look at Ethereum. Same story. How crazy is that? Exactly the same story. I ain't going to repeat myself. You guys can see it for yourself. Ethereum came somewhat close to the projection zone. Still broke above the 50. Notable volume at the lows. 2 railroad tracks. Pin to the low. Pin to the low. Look at the daily open right there. Yeah? Now we're flat on the 50. Where do they want to send price? You've got the 800 there. You've got the 200. All pointing downwards. Are they getting ready to cross? 50 is flat. To be honest with you guys, the board right now is completely flat. Right? There's nothing happening. Anything can happen right now. Yeah? That's the crazy thing. Alright? So I ain't going to go into too much detail with Ethereum. You can see the projection points of Ethereum. We've got one zone here, which she nearly hit. Sort of did. Alright? If you consider the full element of the candle itself. Oh, for God's sake, man. Here we go. Nah, man, that's going to wind me up. That's going to really piss me off. Okay, so if you consider the full length of that candle, Ethereum did hit the projection point and pulled straight back. Okay? So this is the next zone right here. This candle right here. That's what we're looking for. Alright? Which marries up with the 200 EMA. Assuming that price continues higher. But remember, moving averages are flat across the board. So it's free-man zone right now. Okay? Let's look at XRP. Same story, man. Look how they hold the daily open. Pin, pin. Triggering guys to believe that price is going to drop. Tap the liquidity pool, reverse it back up. Tap it again, back up. For all we know, if Sydney wakes up and Tokyo steps in, they could send price lower. And to be honest with you, that would be okay. Because then it will be a full second leg. Alright? It would actually come down and print effectively 1, 2, 3 for a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, which is still a variation of the W formation. Alright? But we need to see the candlesticks that correspond to that. We need to see the notable volume, where market makers get busy with price towards the lows. Notice how the pivot point appears to be showing strength. Tested it 1, 2, okay? And the daily open, look at the confluences. They're all appearing and favoring higher prices right now. The M2 pivot right there looks like it's being held. M2 equals M4, which is where the M4 projection point sits. Liquidity pool is right there. See how you marry up the confluences. Yeah? That's when you say to yourself, okay, I'm now going to be placing an entry, or I'm going to make an entry based on the following. Because once you've taken all the confluences together, what else is there to do? You pay to play. There is nothing else you can do. If you've got the confluences that all marry up in one instance, the only thing that you can do is take the trade. After that, let go. The only thing that you can manage is the exposure. That is all you can do. Forget what the result of the trade will be. You have to manage the exposure. You will know if your entry is accurate if your exposure becomes minimal, because there's no such thing as no exposure. The moment you open a trade, you are exposed. Okay? Now, if price hypothetically, if you were to open long here and then Ethereum went higher, you would have very minimal exposure. But if you opened long and Ethereum came all the way back down to this point here and then decided to bounce, your accuracy wouldn't be so great because you would have seen, you know, quite a big drawdown before it actually turned well in your favor. All right? So, sorry, XRP. Okay? Cool. Litecoin. Oof. Look at how Litecoin completely rejects the 50. That is crazy. Look, notable volume at the lows. Bang. That stinks a market maker. For all we know, they could actually send price lower, man. They could actually do that if they want. And we have to be okay with that. If they break price down lower, okay, we would be in light for the second leg completion, okay? So then we can eliminate that this is a pattern and then stick back to our previous plan of the second leg. But we're only going to know if the candlesticks demonstrate that, okay? So right now, whether or not the second leg forms, okay, it doesn't matter because there is no entry for us right now. There's nothing for us to do. Moving averages are flat. There's nothing happening. They haven't taken out an important zone. So we just have to sit, you know, you have to sit tight and wait. Tomorrow is what? It's Friday. I've got my mini market maker with me tomorrow. Okay? So I'm looking after her. I'll be looking out for the charts. But they're either going to continue setting up this pattern or they're going to make a run for money and set it up for the weekend. So all we can do is wait. And welcome to the patient part of trading. If you can't wait for a pattern to play out, you can't wait for confirmation. It's crazy, isn't it? People are so itchy to get into trades. They just want to be part of the action. They don't want to feel like they've missed out. You know? They just want to get in, and then fucking deal with the loss later on. That's not the way you approach this game. Yeah? Market makers won't make a run for their money if they haven't absorbed enough liquidity. So they will stick in a zone. Why would you trade that zone? Why would you be that guy that provides the liquidity for the market maker to finalize his orders, and then you get thrown about, you get spiked to the low or spiked to the high, your liquidation hits, and then price goes in your favor that you were waiting for in the first instance, but you wanted to get in because you didn't want to feel like you were missing out on the action. The amount of times I'd done that, and it made me scratch my head so much, man. I was like, I had the right analysis. I was set up for the right direction. Why the fuck did I sit and take the trade before it even happened? Why did I not wait? Because people, when they go through that, it's the adrenaline, it's the excitement that trading brings. Trading for me is fucking boring. I'm telling you now, it has to be boring. Because when it's boring, it means your execution is correct. You're making money. When it's not boring, it means you're gambling and you're excited. And that's not what trading's about. You can't have excitement. You can have excitement when the trade is closed and the profit's banked. That's when you can have some excitement. But during trading, you can't be excited. No, the daily open, Crypto Keeper, the daily open starts. A new session every day is when the Asian session opens. Okay? Thank you for anyone that's come from Uncomplicated, man. Uncomplication. Thank you so much for passing through. Please, guys, Traders Reality, guys, you know, share the love to Uncomplication, man. Get out to my guy as well. Follow him as well, guys. All right? FOMO is a very difficult thing. It's not a website, Tommy. It's the platform. If you want access to it, it's free of charge. Go to IC Markets. And the link, all the links are in the description. Okay, you open an account with IC Markets and you can download MT4. You don't have to deposit any money in the account. But if you do deposit any cash, you can trade Bitcoin. But on here, the spreads are quite wide. Don't be scalping on this platform. You can scalp the currency pairs because the spreads are really low. okay? But don't scalp Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP. Don't do it on this platform because it is expensive. The spreads are too wide and it'll take you forever to get 2-3 points. It's crazy. The daily open starts, okay? The daily open starts at a new session. Crypto Keeper. Yeah, apparently eToro does have MT4. That's what I understand. I think it does. So, thank you, Cindy. What are the dotted lines you have? Do you have a video explaining them? The dotted lines, as in these yellow ones. So these yellow dotted lines are... So this is just just me using the dotted lines. I can change that. I'll change that back to normal so it's clear. So these dotted lines that you see, the yellow ones, okay, are the Asian session range, okay? So this is the Asian session high, the low, and the mid range. Now these expand as price goes up and down throughout the Asian session. The green boxes are effectively 8-9 hours long. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's the Asian session. So it factors in Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong. All right. From the close of the Asian session, the start of the Brinks box effectively is the London Open. Okay, so the European Open. And that goes all the way through to the New York Open, which is the start of this red box. Then at the end of this red box is the London close. And then the New York close is this final candle here. So at 10 o'clock GMT. Thank you, Valerie. It's great to have you here. How far down should retrace of a third leg of a W go to on Ether prox if that pattern works out to the lower? So a third leg, you know what? You can actually have a third leg. You know, it is possible to have a third leg on a W formation, which is effectively a setup of an inverted head and shoulders. Remember, inverted head and shoulders is a variation of a W, and a head and shoulders is a variation of an M pattern. Okay, the only thing that's going to validate those patterns is the candlesticks. Yeah, PC Shed's all good. I think PC Shed's in here. Is he in here? Can you explain white box, so-called Brinks box? Why does it appear what's its purpose? All right, so the Brinks box is like a setup. All right, so usually the market makers, what they like to do is they like to set up the zones between, it takes them about 30 to 90 minutes to move price or get their orders set, right? Specifically in the New York session, you can see if I drop down to the 15-minute time frame, all right, you can see the Brinks box, okay? So earlier on today when I was watching this, I was anticipating that they were going to go short because there's notable volume candle right here. It's come away from the 50. Now it's broken above the 200 and it's rising three pushes to the upside, which is the market maker's behavior, okay? And the Brinks box halts trading and they start to stall between 30 and 90 minutes. Well, 15-minute candles start 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 75 minutes. Yeah? So that's when they start determining what they're going to do. We anticipate the New York reversal. And this is what happened. Spikes down, pulls back up, holds the zone, and your New York reversal is triggered with this stop hunt rise on the candle and then drop. All right? So the Brinks box sets everything up. Look at this. Stop hunt rise in the UK session, reversal back down. Pulls away from the 50, reverses back down. Happy days. Let's look for another Brinks box. Look at what happened yesterday. This is when we were talking about this move. The Brinks box set up the reversal and recovered all the candles. Look. Look at that shit right there. Look at that shit right there. Yeah? How crazy is that? The open of this, look at the wick on that red candle right there to the left against the wick where it finished. Look right, look left. You can see it finished bang on top. You're saying to me that this marketplace isn't manipulated and market makers don't exist? Boy, you can't look at this game by exclusively focusing on price. You'll be making a big mistake. So Hamid, anyone that wants these indicators, okay, and you want to use them, Okay, go into the links in the description, guys. It's all there. Once you've downloaded this platform, go to the Discord, and there's a channel in there called the Indicators channel, and you can download everything that you need, which will replicate everything here. These blue boxes, they are just drawn on there. Okay, they're just drawn on there. All these lines are all drawn on there. Okay, so that's what you'll get. Okay. Whales, right? fan, listen, MMA fan. A whale can only open his orders if he comes to the marketplace. Who's going to open the orders for him? The market maker. Remember, a whale to a market maker is a retail trader. You know? That's what's important. What time frame do you use your technical analysis to analyze the position of your W's and M? I use the 1 hour to determine the cycle, and then I use a 15-minute time frame to effectively draw the pattern. If I can draw the pattern on the 1 hour time frame, okay, I'll look down to the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to see a smaller pattern. I'm going to take that small pattern and then consider the bigger pattern on the 1 hour time frame also. That's like adding confluence to confluence. Yeah, Aloha, listen, the language is difficult, but with continuous repetition and understanding what's happening, you're only going to get that through watching the previous streams. Okay? If you can't sit through the previous streams, join the projections channel. I update it every day with 8 to 10 minute videos talking you through what is likely to happen in the marketplace between Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin. And I use the same terminology as I would in the streams. The streams let you, you come to the streams to learn in real time. Okay, you're learning about the candlesticks in real time. Yesterday's stream, well, the 2 streams from yesterday's session, okay, are probably one of the most important streams to watch because you saw the market makers' behavior in real time. We're always trying to catch that behavior. And usually what happens is we always dwell on it in hindsight. Either I'm not streaming while it's happening, and that's why I say go watch the other streams, because those streams have many instances where we see the market maker behavior. There was one evening where we saw exactly the same drop by Bitcoin, and we said it's going to reverse back up and recover the full red candle, and everyone was like, shut up, it's not going to do that, it's selling off, it's selling off. And this was at the point when I was trying to get people to understand the candlesticks. And yep, it did recover all the way back. And that's when a lot of people had a moment of clarity and it started to click for them. All right. So now when we see those candles, we know it's opportunity because we know that vector candle is going to get recovered back. Why? Because it comes away from the moving average. It needs to come back into fray so that they can normalize the buying and selling in the marketplace. Because, when you see price pulling away from a zone and it's collapsing, all right, everyone is feeling so shit scared. And then at some point, people are going to start saying, well, it's now cheaper. We can start buying now. And they're waiting for that confirmation to go back in. So market makers then reverse price back up. And then they use the liquidity from the guys who went short to open their longs. And then they're getting the liquidity from the guys who want to try and ride price back to the 50 to get their orders, their longs closed. Because remember, market makers always fulfill the opposite end of the contracts to those who are going against them. Okay? A lot to take in. Forgive me. Everyone's telling me to look at Matic, but someone's saying that they lost a lot of money on Matic. Do you recommend Steve Nissen's book? Listen, Steve Nissen's book is important if you have no idea about candlesticks. All right, if you're coming to this channel and you're completely new to the idea of candlesticks, I advise you go and either read a book on Steve Nissen's book on candlesticks, go and join babypips.com. It's a website which is free of charge. It gives you an understanding of what candlesticks are. But once you understand the basics of the candlesticks, leave it at that. Anything else after that, it's going to be it's designed to make you trade, to apply behaviors that the market makers use to exploit you. Ask yourself why 95% of people lose in this game, guys, and that figure isn't going down until you come to this stream. There you go, that's it. Dave Mello. It's called the Brinks box because if you play it right, you can almost hear the Brinks truck backing up. Brinks is the name of a company that delivers money. It's exactly that. You've gone through it all. Well done, man. That is the definition. It's the metaphorical definition of the Brinks box. In practical terms, it's when they set price up for the reversal. That's what it is. Whether they're going to be a stop hunt rise or a stop hunt low. That's the money box. The blue boxes are the money box. Thank you for that, David. Okay, then. So, Simon, the 1 hour time frame, okay, that is always going to be the basis of the 50 EMA. I'm always going to use the 1 hour time frame as that basis, because I'm not going to use the daily. I'm not going to use the 4 hourly, because that's just a longer time frame. Okay, but I use the 1 hour 50 EMA to base my decisions off. Okay, you see the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is the 13 EMA on the hourly. The 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is the 50 EMA on the hourly. So the 15-minute time frame is just scoping in on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah. What's happened with Bitcoin? Can you repeat? I came a minute ago into the stream. Oh, nothing's happening with Bitcoin right now. No worries, Simon. I'll try and get through the comments, guys. I'll try and get through as many as I can. Question, Tina, what are you using to trade? What's the best way to avoid fees and make as much profit as possible? The $1 million question, my friend. The $1 million question is, it's great how the problem now is the fees. You know, before it was, how do you open a trade? You know, how do I make money trading? Because, you know, when you're making money on trading, the fees ain't going to matter two shits. You're not going to care about the fees. For every £100 that you make and you're being charged £2, you ain't going to give a shit. You know, as long as you keep making £100, happy days. But each to their own. You've got Bybit, you've got Binance, Femix. I mean, it's up to you what you guys use. Each to their own. They all have like VIP programs. Yeah, Binance has a VIP program. If you hit a certain amount of volume, then you have no fees at all. So you can open at market or limit. It's not going to cost you a penny. That's great news for some people. Yeah. What you thought? Yeah, trading view indicators are in the Discord as well, guys. And that's that. Thank you for anyone that's subscribing. What are my thoughts on Shiba? Look, when I spoke about Shiba that time, I'd done a video on Shiba, and then my friends at Binance told me she was going to go up because they were going to list it, and the team made 156%. So my guys at Binance, they hooked me up. Am I allowed to say that? No. Is it true? No. No, I had no idea that Shiba was going to do that. But when you look back at it, you can look at the price action and you can say to yourself, could you have actually siphoned what was going on? Because the great thing about what Shiba was doing at that point in time, they were holding a zone, okay? And what was important for me, go and watch that video that I uploaded about Shiba. The reason I did that video is because it was the first time I actually looked into, you know, going into the process of looking for a coin, like research. Because I don't really fuck with fundamental analysis, guys. Fundamental analysis is what the future could bring, okay? But price is the reality of what it is. And I'm going to be fucking with reality right now. I'm not going to be looking at future because that's, you know, foresight. You know, I can't dwell on that. How long is it going to take for that future to flourish? Yeah, that's what fundamental analysis is for me. All right. So I have to look at the reality of things. But I looked at that coin because in particular, they're going to start a staking platform. And that's where my interest lies, in the staking game. I don't know many coins that, you know, anyone that shields coins, I don't know how many of them are starting a staking platform, which is why Binance listed it pretty quick based on the conversations that I've had with certain individuals, you know. Right now, guys, the market's just flat. Nothing's happening. All right. XRP's dropping, pulling back. Bitcoin's pulling back. We are effectively coming towards the last half an hour of the marketplace. sorry, before Sydney opens, based on this time frame and this on this platform. Okay, just zoom in a little bit and see what's happening. Yeah. All right, this is on the 15-minute and it's just had a spike to the downside. If I drop down a time frame, we're going to see a vector candle. You're damn right we do. Fuck you know. Right there. Nice little move. Accumulation of longs. Retrace back up. If they're finished. Because they've tapped the 200 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, Sydney is open, but on this platform, remember the platform that I'm using is an exchange, okay? It's an electronic central network which is linked directly to the way the banks operate. It's the price feed that banks get, okay? But there's a time delay. I don't get the full price at that right time. I'll get it like 10, between 6 and 10 seconds later, okay? Now, Binance, TradingView, they have variations of, you've got hundreds of brokers on there, hundreds of different servers, and you've got access to each one. Okay, so you can work out which one is going to be giving the right price. But in light of what I'm using, it's an electronic central network. So it's a different platform, different server. Okay. If we have this competing with each other, how does price relatively coordinate among all exchanges? The same play among all exchanges. Do they coordinate with each other? Yes. So the market makers do coordinate with each other. Because market makers in Asia will set price up in such a way where they can trap longs to the upside, trap longs to the downside, trap shorts to the upside, trap shorts to the downside. What they do is they trap liquidity. You can see it hits the high and comes back. Okay. So that by the time the Asian session closes, the market makers across the pond will then call the guys across the pond in Europe and let them know what's happening. They'll say, we've managed to trap $200 million long up here and we've got $800 million short down here. Okay. So then when the European session comes into play, you can effectively determine where they're going to go, because they'll do a fake move to the upside and then they'll drop, or they'll do a fake move to the downside and then they'll rise, which is the concept of, this is where the Brinks box comes into play, where they do the stop hunt rise, stop hunt low, okay? Where they make the fake move and then price goes in the true direction of where the liquidity has been trapped by the market maker in the previous session. So then the European session will move price in that direction. And then when they do move price in that direction, they'll either continue adding to the liquidity here so that when New York comes into play, they're the ones that actually trigger all the orders with the reversal. So they're helping each other, but they're also against each other at the same time. How can I download MTV in Discord, guys? Can't download the file. You save the file. Oh, you got to save the file to... Yeah, there's a video on how to install the indicators on MT4, by the way. Okay, so Bitcoin's pulling down. So it's just recovering the previous candle. It's not really going over. It's testing the daily open. Let's see how this works out. How many streams do you have to watch to understand what you're saying? Peppo, listen. You probably got 700 hours to go through, my friend. But I mean, come on. If it was that easy, everyone would be learning straight away. You know? Everyone will be getting it, and it'll be easy for everyone. But those who have watched it... Alright? Okay, sorry. Those who have watched the streams are the ones that are actually doing the consistent trading. Yeah, they're the ones that are doing the consistent trading. 700 hours, you know. Now, some of those streams don't have any voice on there. It's just like a continuous price feed. It's usually the ones that are, in the daytime, the ones that are like 11 hours long. Now you can watch those ones where in the chat there is an activity happening. We're all talking about price doing something and then you see it happen. So you can learn from that. But really you want the 4 or 5 hour streams, which are the ones where you can hear my voice, because that's where I talk about the context. Yeah, it's 700 hours. Pretty much condenses 11 years of this game. When PC Shed adds to his trades, only going long or short, is it as simple as him catching a pattern on the hour, topping up the building account on each pullback? PC Shed's methodology needs consistent attention. Okay? Based off the 1 minute time frame. Here's an example. Okay? Ideally, if you're going to do that strategy, this is what you need to be careful of. I'm just going to zoom in. Oh, look at that bag of accumulation right there. Hypothetically, okay, if you're going to do the method of PC Shed, this is what you need to be doing. You ideally need your first position to be in profit. So, principally, PC Shed would go short here. All right? That's where he would go short. I'm literally just about to talk about it. Profits are sound. So PC Shed would go short here and price would be coming back. So right now his short is in profit. Okay? He would then wait for a point where he would be able to extract 50% of the profit of this move. Okay? And bank it. Okay? Then he will wait. He will wait for the retrace back up. With the retrace back up, remember hedge mode needs to be triggered on your platform. Okay? But when price starts to reverse back up, PC Shed will take the profit from the initial short that he obtained and he would go long here. He would then wait for price to come up, all right? And of course, his short is losing value as it returns back up, but he's making money on the long, okay? As it's going up, he will wait for a certain point for price to reach, and then he will either close his long, okay, start again, and then if it hits the 50, and then it continues back down, he'll add to the short again. And he'll keep doing that. That is how you do it. Yes, Wick, what are you saying, mate? How you doing, bro? You came by, man. Well done, bro. Well done, man. So, a guy I called O2. My guy's there. Wicked. Nice one, bro. Well done, man. I'm glad you passed through, man. Mad respect for that. As if you did, man. You came through. Video true. Great if you could make a video of you trading when you're buying and selling. Not a lot of money, just a lesson. There is that video is there already for you, my friend. Go in the street. Guys, this channel doesn't just contain streams. Go through the playlists. There's a playlist called Live Trade Crypto. And it's me trading Ethereum with the entries and the exits and helping you understand how it works and what I do, the mindset behind how I open a trade and what have you. There was a nice short that I played on Ethereum on there as well, and I talk you through my mental process behind it all, okay? If you look further into the actual stream itself, there's a couple of videos called The Meta Game of Trading. That is when I traded the presidential election, okay, where you see live trades being open and closed, and I just talk I explain to you what I'm thinking at that point in time. But do not make the mistake of thinking that the trades that you see, the live trades that you see, that you can replicate them. Because you won't. Granted, there could be a pattern. Yeah, we're all looking for patterns, but will the same thing happen? Will the same number of confluences, will the same amount of vectors be happening at that point in time? You have to do your own diligence right here. You pay to play in this game. Make your decision. You found an entry, take it. Because you're only going to know if you're right if you take the trade. You can sit back and be like, well, let's assume it goes in my direction. Let's see it. You can practice that. But take a trade. Use the most minimal amount of exposure so that your liquidation point is 0 and the money that you make is in the cents. If you can earn yourself 5 cents, it's a winning trade. Okay? Do 1% of £1, 1% of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. It's still 1 fucking percent. It doesn't matter what the monetary value is. It's 1% still. Okay? Come away from the idea of the money and then focus on percentages. Your trading will change. I said to you guys, it has to be boring. Trading has to be boring. Vector candle on Bitcoin. Now looking to pull back. Here we go. What we got? Last 15 minutes of the hour before Sydney fully opens. When I say fully opens, it's 9 a.m. Is it 9 a.m. in Sydney right now? Seven coins. Something has to get sacrificed, you know? I've been doing the stream for 5 months. I was talked into doing the Patreon. And the Patreon, people want certain questions answered. People want my time. You know? I do this free of charge. I do these streams free of charge. And I think I've given more than what I've taken. Created 5 millionaires, bro. 5 millionaires have learned this. 5 people have made themselves millionaires based off what I've taught them. I think I've contributed well to the society, bro. Patreon don't mean shit. You know, what I charge for a Patreon, I'm the cheapest one out there. It's just for convenience. You know? I'm teaching you how to beat the markets. If you ain't beating the markets yet, bro, come get at me and I'll help you. Just in the streams. The guys in the patrons, they get more of my attention. They get into my mind. You know, that's what happens. I can't answer every question. You know? Here we go. If you look on the 15-minute time frame. And this is another thing. This is why I do it free of charge on the streams, guys. Because there are courses out there that people charge a lot of money for. Okay? And all they're doing is just taking information that's already out there and just making it look nice on Twitter and Instagram. And that pisses me off. So what better way to do it? Show them your system, teach it for free, make people money by teaching them. All right? And you've contributed to society. That's the name of the game. Would I carry on Patreon after 100 millionaires? Of course I fucking would. Let me tell you something, 7 coins. Okay? Any good trader will tell you that you should always have as many forms of income as possible. The reason being is because you're not always going to win in trading. Okay? You're not going to win in trading. Let's put it like this. How about the time when I lost 40k on that trade? Yeah? Out of the blue. How do you think I was able to continue in trading? That 40k knocked me for 6, man. How can you be trading and then all of a sudden you lose 40 grand through no fault of your own? And that's the only time where I will not take fault on that. I'm always the first person to say, okay, I'm responsible for my trading. Trump decides to put out a tweet and it rocked the marketplace. It was when he was talking about the relationship between America and China. And it was all negative, you know, there's nothing happening. The trade deal's not going to go through. It's all dog shit. And dollar yen was dropping and I was scaling in and I was going short and I was building positions, dropping, happy days. Then out of nowhere, he puts this tweet and it literally rocked the market. Dollar yen just flew to the sky and literally just took out all my orders. A 40k loss. I had to close everything. I couldn't even close everything straight away. All right. There was slippage on the exchange. I was trying my hardest and boy, it was it was such a bad day for me. All right. Now, if trading was my only source of income, it would have been very difficult for me. I would have been shit scared to trade straight up. And I was, which is why I had like 2-3 months off trading. You know, there's no glory behind saying, yeah, I only need to make my money off trading. There are guys out there that sell courses that are the best traders in the world and they still sell courses. And granted, you are going to say, well, if trading's paying you, why are you charging people? Well, that's fine. But if your course has been created through something that you've studied and you've created something new from it, okay, then happy days. I'll give you an example. Chart Champions. He's created something. All right. He's put something together. He's tried it and tested it. He thinks it can add value. Bang, you pay for it. So you get the benefit of him dedicating the amount of time he's put into creating something new. All right? But there are guys that take what is old and easily accessible for free, make it look nice on an Instagram account, go and rent out a few Ferraris from their friends and influencers, because you can fucking do that. I can go and grab an influencer and say, yo, how much is it for me to sit in your Ferrari? He'll say, give me $1,000. Happy days. Give him $1,000. Give me your watch while you're at it, my friend, and take a picture of me if you don't mind. Here's your £1,000. I put it on my Instagram. I sell a YouTube, a fucking course for 500 quid. You look at that course and say it's £500 and he's driving a Ferrari. Well, how much is a Ferrari? Fuck it, I'll pay 500. There you go. So that was the motivation for me to do this channel. I wanted to teach people for free. All right? I wanted to prove that you don't have to charge people for a course. Why don't you teach what you know? I've been doing it solid 5 months, man. Have I taken a step back on my trading? Yes, I have. I'm committed to doing this. I've created 1 millionaire, now 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right? I want to keep going. Because we're in shitty times right now, guys. So many people have lost their jobs. They've lost businesses that have been going on for 30 years, all down the fucking drain. I've met so many people, different walks of life, all right? And I know that I'm paying forward. I have to pay forward too, because touch wood, I've been blessed with this marketplace, but I've put 11 years into this. You guys just need to come to a stream. All right, I'm the one that would do the fucking, I would be breaking laptops. I would be losing my shit with my family. I would just go on mad journeys and not tell anyone where I was because I was in my head with this game. All right, I was trying to find myself, trying to understand this game because I was the fucking problem. And then I came across one strategy. Then I came across another strategy. I merged them together. And then I realized something. All right. The only way that you're going to really understand this game is if you focus on the way people think about it. Once you understand that and you know that there is an exterior force behind the way price moves as opposed to what they tell you in the fucking books, all right? You can't go to Amazon, read a fucking book and make £1 million now. Come on. Yeah, you can have great intentions. You can set yourself goals. People that have done it, they write a book about it. But until they sit you down and tell you exactly how they did it, you ain't going to do it. And this is why I do the streams and I try and accommodate as many people as I can. You know? I talk this hype and Bitcoin moves up. Yeah, because Bitcoin needs to recover the previous red candles, guys. You know? I don't think there's anyone out there talking like this on the charts. No one. And I'm not doing it for glory. That's why I won't reveal myself. I'm not in for the fame. I'm not in for the glory. I don't give a shit. You know, for me, I want people to be able to apply what I've studied for so long. Because in order for me to become a master at this, I have to teach it. If I can teach it and people understand it, I know my system back to fucking front. And that to me is payment. That's payment for me. You tell me you've placed 10 trades in a row and you've won every single one of them. And you keep coming up to me every day saying to me, yo, T, I've done 10 trades. I lost on 2 of them. Got 8 out of 10, 20 out of 50. You know, you're showing consistency. I'll know what I'm doing is right. No, I'm from Cyprus. Well, my family's Greek. I'm from Cyprus. Well, my mother and father are from Cyprus. I was born in the UK. Oh, there you go, guys. Welcome to Retracementville. Bitcoin, retracing the candle. Happy fucking days. Now we're going to start talking. Sydney Open, guys. Here we go. Fasten your seatbelts, guys. I can smell some candles. I can smell manipulation. I can smell market makers. I can smell shifting out of the zone. Let's wait and see what happens first, because they've just taken out the liquidity pool. Look at that. That's crazy. Look at what they've done. They tapped that high of that candle and they pulled straight back. Candles turn green. Let's see what's happening. Is anything being spoken about right now? Is anything being spoken about on Twitter? Has anyone said anything? Has anyone said anything? Where are my fundamentalists at? Matter thinks ETH is going under 1K. That's cool. Everyone's entitled to their own thing. Look at Ethereum. Retrace back down. Recover. Stop. Hunt low. Rise. Yeah? There we go. Don't fall into the hype as well, guys. We've got to be prepared here. Nothing's happening yet. Okay? Until they make the clean break of the previous zones. This is what we want to see. Bitcoin. Moving first. XRP. She's coming back up, but not so much. Bitcoin. It's all on Bitcoin right now. There's a new hour candle that's going to come in a minute. Okay? Which could retrace this candle. They could just recover this candle, guys. We've got to be careful here. Did I tweet something? Bears positioned to take the lead as 930 million in Bitcoin options expire on Friday. So that means they're freeing up liquidity. Michael Jackson is trending. Oh, shit. Elon Musk decides to call his new son Bitcoin. Oh, UK and oh, you guys are now putting it. Oh, you're being serious, George? Shit. No, I don't offer. The YouTube channel is the course, my friend. The YouTube channel is the course. He named his goat Bitcoin, you know. That's crazy, man. Thomas, I don't do it. Wouldn't you say people watched months? Okay, listen. 7 coins, listen. So for 7 coins said, to be fair, wouldn't you say people who watched months of you streaming, some of them lost money, although some made millions like you, to be honest. 7, listen. This system is guaranteed to improve your trading. Okay? It has, and it's been tried. It's got an 85% success rate in terms of applying the concepts behind what we discuss. You're seeing it with your eyes right now. We started this stream. We're talking about these red candles are looking to get recovered. You're seeing it in black and white. Look at what it's done. It's pinned to the top of that pin bar to the left of that red candle. And look where the green candle finished. Okay? It's taken that zone. All right? You can't expect the system itself, as good as it is, it will always carry risk to it. People do lose money, but people get fucked up. People become emotional. This is why I say to everyone in the streams, please, when you're trying this system out, use the most minimal amount of money. Do not think about making money in this system yet. Think about the execution. Because the execution is only going to lead to making money, because that's all that can happen. If you've mastered the execution, you're going to get paid from it. I'm not telling you guys this system is 100% successful. No chance. All right? Some of the best traders in the world lose money, and they have to lose in order to win. All right? Now, a lot of people are new to trading. I've been in the game too long. All right? And there are people that come to this that have been in trading a long time, still losing, and then they come to the channel and it clicks, and then they become profitable. All right? Because they're seeing behind that, you know, they're already on the quest to try and understand their way of trading, because it's a mental game. I can't program people's minds. They have to want to do it. I will give you the mental framework. I'll give you the blueprint. But if you don't read the blueprint and apply the blueprint ain't going to work for shit. Okay? So, in no way, shape or form, bro, am I endorsing that this strategy is 100%. Okay, I put out projections and 9 times out of 10 they fucking play out. Okay? And the reason they play out is because I'm on my A game all the time with this strategy. All right? Has there been patterns that don't play out? Yes. And I'm okay with that. And you guys have to be okay with that too. All right? Because if you're not okay with a loss, you're not going to be in a position to accept a win. Why? Because you won't close the loss and you will hold it until it becomes a win. Well, how irrational can you be with your balance? Because I know the market maker can be irrational as much as he wants. I can't be irrational with my balance. No way. I ain't going to sit through that exposure. Because you're not right. Mikhail, listen, 85% win rate. We have to factor in that we're not always going to get the right entry. Okay? You have to factor in variance. There is no such thing as no variance in anything that you do. Variance will always be present. Okay? It's all down to your ability as a person. Trading is about expression of character. How do you operate in realms of uncertainty? Because this is what this marketplace is. Yeah? Yep, we can do a projection. It plays out. Do another projection. Plays out. Do one projection. Doesn't play out. Okay, that's fine. Do it 100 times. You're going to be winning. Because you understand something. We're paying attention to candlesticks. Okay? Anyone that tells you to, focus on, have a target of making $50 a day. Get rid of that target. All right? Have a target of sample size. Tell me you can place 10 trades in a row and at least win on 8 of them. All right? Do 100 trades. Do 1,000 trades. If I see anyone that can place 1,000 trades and they're winning 700, 800 of them, I'll give you money to trade for me. Do you understand? You've got consistency. You get it. And that's what you guys need to do. You need to get yourself exposed to the idea of being able to place a trade, close it, place a trade, close it. Realize the win. That's why I say trading needs to be boring, because you're getting used to executing the same thing over and over and over again. Right? This game has to be boring. If it's exciting, you're gambling. I'd prefer you to go put your money in fucking blackjack. Well, don't do that because you can... Yeah, blackjack, that's a dark side for me. But roulette even, You want those odds, play roulette. You want that excitement, do roulette. Don't do that. I don't have that excitement in trading. And you know what? It can be a little bit demotivating and motivating at the same time when you see people that are doing really well with this system. Some people are like coming to me, saying to me, yeah, Tino, man, I'm reading everything. I'm doing everything. Why am I not getting it? And if you are one of those people, we need to take a closer look at your motivations of trading. Why are you really studying this? Is it because you really want to understand how to trade, or you need to make some money? And it's okay to admit that you want to make money. But if you don't address the idea that it's money that you're only looking for, then you're going to be in this state of denial continuously, and you're going to be putting all your efforts into understanding this system, and then the moment you start to trade, that's when it starts to go wrong, because all you're thinking about is the money. All right? If you can place a trade and you are using a certain amount of money where you're only going to make 10 cents if price moves in your favor, if you look at that and say, what the fuck is 10 cents, man? Oh, what's 10 cents, man? I'm wasting my time. I've sat here all day and earned myself 10 cents. This game isn't for you. If you don't see that the win of the trade is so much more rewarding as opposed to the amount of money that has been made, you don't get it. Yeah, you don't get it. I would rather place 1,000 successful trades, okay, than place one trade that will make me $1,000. Yeah, I would love to place 1,000 trades and earn £1 on those trades, then place one trade that earns me $1,000. Because could I replicate that same one trade 1,000 times and make $1,000? Fuck no. But could I place a trade, 1,000 trades, and realize $1 from it? Of course I could. I will always talk about the meta game of trading. What's good, Sonny? I will always talk about the meta game of trading because it's the meta game that why people lose, because they don't get it. All right? Poker. It's easy. You've got 2 cards, marry them up to the fucking board, make your bet, and if you win, happy days. But the meta game of poker, what cards do you think I hold? Or what cards are you trying to make me think you hold? And you pay to play. If I'm going to come across as an aggressive player, I want to represent the better hand, I'm going to bet into you. You raise me, I'll re-raise you. You call me or re-raise me, I'm a fucking 6-bet you, bro. I will shove everything in to get you to believe something, all right, and make you doubt what you have. That's the metagame. And this is the same in trading. Trading is all about the metagame. Why? Because there's thousands of systems out there that all promise the desire to make money. Why the fuck are people not making money from them? How can you have someone that applies a strategy that has a 99% success rate? 2 people apply the same strategy, 1 wins, 1 loses. Why? Motivations and mindset. Done. You get your mind right, you're done. The game wins. You win the game. Mohammed, I ain't going to tell you that, bro, and I wish you didn't Snapchat, man. You should have done that, bro. It's not a good... There's no entry. I'm not going to tell you if it's an entry. You know? I will never tell people it's an entry. You know? I will never tell anyone an entry. I ain't going to sit here tell you about how this strategy works. All right? For me to just simply say, yeah, go and buy or sell. Where do you get the gain from it? Yeah? If I wanted to do that, I'll set up a signal service. All right? And I'll just type a few bits and bobs and update it once a day. And you will never have any interaction with me. How are you going to learn how to fish for yourself? All right? That's my goal. I want to be able to teach people to fend for themselves. Because with the way the world's going right now, we're lucky, guys. Anyone sat in this stream right now, you're lucky. You know? The fucking chaos that's happening in the world right now. People don't even know where to fucking sleep, eat, live. And we're here trying to work out whether we should go long or short. We got it good, guys. We fucking got it good, man. Would you recommend people that start this system do that with Forex instead of crypto? No, start on crypto, man. I'm vaping. And don't smoke the green. No more Indonesia. There's no predictions, just projections. I don't use stop losses. That's not me to say to you guys to not use them. All right? How well can you manage your expectations of a trade? I did quit, Alejandro. I said I'd quit, but I didn't tell you how long I quit for. Randy, what's good, my man? How you doing, bro? Yeah, your only TR jargon is in here, man. Projections over predictions. Was it a fake out? No, this wasn't a fake out. Okay. This isn't a fake. It's just shifting out of the zone. Remember, look, moving averages are all flat across the board. It's just a pump up to hit some liquidity. We said she'd do it, and they did it. Okay. Now we will know the true intention of the market maker if they keep price in this zone. They could recover this whole candle, man. Completely recover it. But we will know the market maker's intention. Yeah? I quit every night before I go to bed and start every morning. Yeah, I do my stop losses manually, man. Because I have that discipline to say, fuck that, I'm out. I don't care. You know, I'm out. To be honest, I did used to smoke cigarettes a lot. You know, I used to fly over to Switzerland just to go to their customs, buy myself a bag of cigarettes, and be back on the next flight within 2-3 hours, because it was cheaper to buy cigarettes over there. Come home, fucking smoke them. I'd at least hit Switzerland at least 2-3 times a month, right? And then I started vaping, and I've been vaping for the best part of 8 years. And the reason why my voice sounds like I'm, you know, it's chesty and what have you, is because I've made my liquid this week and I've put too much nicotine and it's blowing up my throat. Give me a second, guys. Do I ever go to the toilet? What kind of question is that, bruv? Can you explain a hypothetical scenario where you would go along at this point? You're just asking me for an entry, bro. Hypothetically. Come on, man. The reason why I don't do that, guys, is I've been advised, right? At some point, people are going to do something. They're going to take a trade based on what I say. And then that person that takes that trade may be using cash that he can't afford to be using. All right. And where's he going to go? He's going to come back and hit me up. And he may go on a vendetta to try and fuck things up. Then it's going to take things to the next level. All right. And then before you know it, the channel gets blown out. So I'd rather not take that risk. I'd rather teach you how to do it for yourself. Yeah. Red candle represents a liquidity pool because it's where market makers stepped in. Remember, the green and red candles is when it's the tick volume. All right. It's how often price changes hands at that point in time. Yeah. Yours is white and pink, bro. What template have you used? Well, there you go. That's exactly that. When they make the trade, they say that they succeeded. Actually, to be fair, there are people that have... Let's suppose nobody is watching you right now. Where would you put your entry? Where would I put my entry? To be honest with you, there's no entry for me right now. I haven't seen nothing happen yet. If you were listening, you could have been able to take the trade at the test of the daily open. Now, I know there are guys that do that. They listen carefully. You can hear what I'm saying, but are you listening? And those guys that took that trade, you got paid. Those are the guys that have been to the streams from day one. When I start talking about projection zones and previous pools of liquidity, that's all I'm saying. Yo, Crypto is funny though. Yeah, this is, yeah. Difference between the way I trade. Yeah, Crypto, he's a swing trader. All right, I'm not that I'm not a swing trader. I'm a day trader. I'm in and I'm out. Done. So yeah, stay to the end of the stream, guys. You'll get your entries. Oh man, you and that Bitcoin down. I said, Mike, we need to create a channel in the Discord for the guys who want to watch Bitcoin down and Ethereum down and Bitcoin up and Ethereum up as well. I want that to be a channel in the Discord because the guys that are following those charts, you know, it's something solid. It's really good. Look, the trap to... Right, a day trader will open his trades in the morning and he'll close them by the end of the day. A swing trader will open his trades in the morning and you'll probably close them a week later. You know? Right, what makes the candles green and red? All right. So this move here, all right, there's a previous liquidity pool right there. It is no different to what happened here. Like when price comes down and price comes back up. All right. Let me find another zone. Here you go. Same story right here. Price comes down, price moves back up. Recovers the previous liquidity pool. Down and up. See that? Rise up, goes up a bit, and then comes back down. Let me find another one. A decent one. Could have that one as well. Red vector candle. Let me just get rid of that. Red vector candle is the downside. Price comes back up and recovers it. Let's take another one for you so you can see. There you go. If you see this one here, 3 vector candles to the low. Vector candle comes back up, taps it, and then pulls back down. Forms another vector candle, moves out the zone. Find another one. Where we at? Where we at? This one here, vector down, comes back up. So when we come back to this part of the chart, oops, you can see that they shifted out of the zone, okay, at the hour open. Tap the liquidity, moved up a little bit more, come back down, but they've shown support at the 50. But what's important is the 50 and the 200 are still flat. Drop onto the hourly. What do you see? You see now, look, they're spiking up and down, spike. They're hitting orders, they're hitting liquidity right now until they get traction to the upside. Price is now closed above the 5 and the 13. Look, the 13 is just about crossed over the 50 EMA. That's a signal. All right, that's telling us something's changing. But for us to grant that it's going to be a solid change, I need the 13 to go completely over the 50. Because the 5 has crossed over the 50. That's easy. It's a 5 EMA. I need the 13 to cross over on the hourly to grant that this move is going to continue higher. Will we see the yesterday's high? Potentially. And could we see the next projection point? Maybe. We've got the range daily high in sight. If Bitcoin is in between right now, the midpoint of its average daily range. So it's now from its low to the high. It's only achieved in that move 22,891 pips. That tells me that Bitcoin from this point of this high right here has at least... Let me go from the open. That's from the open right there. So Bitcoin can travel all the way up there. And it can travel all the way down here. All right. It's still in the midpoint. So there's no clear direction for us. I need price to come and break yesterday's high to grant that we're going to see the range daily high. Hits the range daily high, which is the previous pool of liquidity. Happy days. It will retrace back. And the 50 EMA will be aligned up here, which will be the retrace. And then we would effectively see rise, retrace, continuation to the upside, getting ready to hit the 200 EMA, and then the psychological low, which is up there for the week. All right? That's what we're looking for. Right, let me help you understand what a liquidity pool is. All right, we need to bring it back to the beginning. So, market makers need to induce traders to step into the marketplace. How do they do that? They create climatic candles. They do these big vector candles to the upside. How do you think a moon boy steps into price? You know, go ask your average person when price is rising, what do you do? What do they see it as? They say, well, if it's rising, you should buy it because it's rising. Well, that's not how it works. Yeah, that's how the retail trader gets burnt. Why, you know, I had someone comment, you know, message me and say that they brought Ethereum at 4,400, 300, and it pulled straight back. Someone tells me they brought Bitcoin at 64 and it brought, you know, it came straight back down. Really unfortunate, because people are of the understanding that when it's rising, it means that you're missing out on something. It's going up in value. People are endorsing it and supporting it. So you want to get involved in that move. But why does it always pull back? Because the market makers have trapped enough liquidity to the upside, because they can only get their shorts filled if someone is on the other end trying to buy them. Okay? So they buy them by covering it with a buy order. It always has to be the opposite side of the contract, because when you close your buy order, all right, what are you going to get liquidity? You're going to get liquidity from the contract that is against you. You're not going to get any money from the contract that is with you, because then you'll have two buy orders. If you try to sell your buy and there's no sell on the other side, it means you're not selling, you're fucking buying again. Okay? So a liquidity pool is where market makers effectively trap traders to commit to their position. So look at this candle here. Yesterday's stream in the morning, all right, before the New York session, this red vector candle came in. This is a liquidity candle. Market makers trapped all the retail traders to go short. Then the next candle on the start of the new hour reversed all the way back up. All right, that is a liquidity pool because it's made up of orders that the market maker had induced to the wrong direction. It triggers the guys to believe that price is dropping, so they set up shorts. Market makers, in order for those guys to get their shorts filled, they set up long orders, because market makers will always buy at the lows and they will never, ever buy at the highs. That's a mug's game. Buying at the highs is a waste man's game. That's it. Simple as. Sorry to say it. Buy the fear, sell the cheer. I like that. Blue and purple candles just mean that volume is starting to rise. So they're starting to move shit. Yeah? Who are the market makers in crypto? Doesn't matter. Matty Cole, what's good, bro? All right, I'll do Dolly Yen in a second. Market makers are just liquidity providers, all right? If this platform was dedicated to oxygen and water as a coin, as a pair, then there would be a market for that, okay? Look at this. There's market makers in, you can't see it, I don't think. No, you can't, all right? But when you go to this button up here in MT4, it brings up a market, all the various assets that you can trade, okay? And you got Forex majors, exotics, energies, bonds, crypto, metals, indices, futures. All right. It's the liquidity that they don't care what market it is. As long as there's liquidity, they're going to try and fulfill that. Chris, having trouble with getting timing right on trades today. 2 sessions, noon and 7 p.m. Paying too much to play. What to do? Walk away or try at 0 hour. The best time for you to trade, okay, is the London Open and the New York Open. Finished. Anything else out of that, unless you're a swing trader, don't do it. Because you need the highest amount of liquidity during the day, so that when everyone that is coming together, market makers can create more pools of liquidity. All right. Look, if we go down to the 15-minute time frame during the day, all right. Look, London session. Yeah, price comes out. You've got the Brinks box, London session in here. Okay, look, vector candles all the way up. New York session, vector candles all the way down. The most liquid time of the day, guys. Right there. That's when you trade. Look now. You know, after it all closes, it's just pretty dead. Even worse at the weekends. Where's the weekends? Hold on. Give me the weekends. This is the weekend, guys. There's no boxes. This is the weekend. It's doing shit. Nothing. Yeah? It's easy to say, yeah, I could have took that trade to the downside. Yeah, fair enough. But forget working on hindsight. Yeah? Now look. Clean confirmation for me, Bitcoin needs to come and recover yesterday's high. If it hits yesterday's high, it will retrace, come back down, test the 50. I need the 50 EMA and the 200 on the 15-minute time frame to edge upwards. Yeah, Forex market schedule. So anybody, right, okay. Right, for anybody new, okay, that's come to the stream. This platform is called IC Markets. Download MT4, link is in the description, okay? You can just download it. You don't need to deposit any money, all right? If you want to trade on this platform, that's up to you, okay? It's great for Forex, but for crypto, you're going to pay a high spread, okay? Now, once you've downloaded that, go to the Discord and download, go to the indicators channel, and you can get all the indicators that I'm using right now. So that's free of charge for you. There's no cost to that. Once you've done that, okay, if you're on Mac, there's a little bit of a process that you need to go through. But if you've got running a Windows computer, happy days. All right, come to the channel, watch the streams. All right, and there's a video on how to install the indicators. I am going to do another video on how to really play around with MT4 and work out how to use it. But the problem that I've got is every time I open a box, for example, if I press tools right now, you can't see that box open. So I need to try and sort that out. Mike, we need to work out how that's going to show on the chart. So I need to work out how we can do that on the live stream. Okay. So yeah. Please read. I need to get a hold of Mike Dutch. He asked me if I could bring somebody onto the podcast to talk about NFTs and developing. I have no way of getting a hold of him. Mike, Leroy Glunt wants to speak to you. All right, so work off GMT time, Stephen. Okay, so GMT is what I see it as. So London starts, the Brinks box of London starts at 8 a.m. All right, well, actually 7 a.m., between 7 and 8 a.m. All right, because we've got daylight saving, time has moved forward an hour, right? 9 o'clock in the morning is when the banks open in the UK. That's when the game starts, all right? So use 9 a.m. as your base time, all right? New York opens at 2 p.m. GMT in the UK. Half an hour later, the futures markets open, all right? So work off those time frames. There you go. All right, and cool. Dollar yen. Here we go, dollar yen. Ooh, dollar yen. Completely recovered the green candle. She's still stuck at the 800 EMA, man. She wants to hold that zone, but then you look at gold. She's flat as well. I think we've got some news announcements. 21st. Is it? What is it? What is it? We've got any indexes coming out. Core indexes coming out. Yep, 3 a.m., 5 a.m. best times to trade. That's a bit of a crazy time to trade for you guys. Yeah, Maple's notes, maybe. I think I need to sort that out. Yo, the XRP hearing was today. What's the difference between green candle at the top and at the bottom? What market makers try to achieve a green candle at the top? Okay, cool. So the green candle at the highs is the market makers trying to trap the retail trader to go long. He's setting up his shorts and he's getting ready to go down. Ask yourself the question, why is it every time price comes to the highs, okay, why does it always pull back? Here you go, look at this. Shit, man. I hate this. All right, look at this green candle here. Price comes up, going up. Moon boy stepping in. Oh, look, Bitcoin's going up. Yeah, man, we're going to hit 60K on its way. Happy days. And then they just pull it straight back. The reason why green candles at the highs are important is because that's where the market maker creates the climatic suspense of price continuing, people missing out on a move to the upside. And there you go, she reverses. What better time to get your shorts triggered off the liquidity that the retail trader provides by going long, okay? And when he goes long, he puts his stop orders in here, he sets his liquidation points in these zones as well, and market makers trigger those stops and they send price down all the way down because the retail trader doesn't know how to close his losing trade. Why? Because what do they say? They say buy the dip. Man, buying the dip is the biggest fucking manipulation on earth, guys. They trick you into buying the dip because sometimes buying the dip doesn't always work. All right? Buying the dip is one of those tools again. Okay? So I'm going to finalize the stream, guys. It has been a pleasure speaking to you tonight. All right? And I hope you've learned a thing or two because, you know, there is a lot. But I promise you, you put the time into understanding this. All right? I'm telling you now, you will get it. I'm telling you now, you guys will get it. The thing that I did is I just literally went back in the charts. All right? And I just literally married up the candles and I just drew them over and over again. I just looked green, red. And I just kept looking. I kept seeing this pattern. Why do they always return back? There's a green, green, green. At some point, they bring it back. How do you know when they're going to bring it back? Well, you develop the confluences. Look, price rejects the 50, the 200 EMA. All right? When price breaks the 50, wait for the retrace back to it. Retrace continuation, drop. And it's got the liquidity pool right there to recover. So you're effectively saying to yourself, if this candle is the candle that we understand it to be, price needs to come back to that zone. And look, she comes back. Yeah? Even there, look, that red candle right there, price comes back up and spikes it and then drops. Is that the case right now? Right now, Bitcoin has spiked to the upside, triggered some orders. Now it looks like it wants to try and come back. Will it come all the way back? You know what? It has every option to come back. But if it does recover this whole candle, then it's only back in the same place as it was earlier on. So it's not really gone anywhere. It has taken out the previous liquidity pool. Can you exploit that sort of behavior? Well, jump down to the 1 minute time frame and you'll be able to understand as well. Look. Let me help you understand something on here. Oh, my days, man. This shit is going to be sending me crazy, man. I hate this. This is the one thing I hate about MT4, man. Okay. So how could you have been able to exploit a trade like this? All right. Well, look, they started building their longs. If you understood and watched literally 20 minutes before this 20 minutes before this move happened, we had the 1 minute time frame up and we were saying, oh, look, they're building their longs. They're building their longs. Did anyone hear me say that? Did anyone hear me say that? The same was on Ethereum as well. They did exactly the same on Ethereum. I said, look, they're building their longs. They're getting their longs filled. All right. Where is it? You know when we were talking about staking? When we were talking about the PC shed idea? Wait a second. Where was it? When we said that PC shed would go short up here. Sorry. PC, there it is. Yeah, it was on Bitcoin. So if we go back in the stream, PC shed will go short here. That's what we're talking about. They were getting their longs filled at lower prices. Look at what happened. They recovered the whole thing. Yeah? And you took the trade. Fair enough. Double click the price on the right side and it resets it. Holy shit, man. You've just taught me something new. Fucking hell. I didn't think I could do that on a scale. Hold on. Oh, my days, man. You just made my life so much easier, bro. I can't believe that. That is crazy. Unbelievable. You top boy. I didn't know I could do that on the scale. Shit. All right, listen. Everybody that's using MT4 is happy right now. Yes, you got the boomer on the mic. Boomer on the mic, MC. And I missed that, I know. Shame on you, Tino. Fucking hell. All right, listen, guys. All right, the next projection video, right, tomorrow I have my daughter, so I might be a little bit late doing the projections in the morning because my little mini market maker, she runs the show. All right, if she's going to sit next to me, she's going to be pressing buttons left, right, and center, and she'll probably be able to send an email whilst I'm trying to do the video. So I'm going to try my best to get that projection video done for you, but I'll tell you this now, okay? Friday is either a profit-taking day or a continuation of building the pattern. Are they going to hold this area coming into Friday? Unless there's some news information that's coming out tomorrow, all right? We're either going to see Bitcoin just stay in this zone, might spike the low and come back up. But from my understanding, I think this peak formation down here may look like it's locked. Because look, today's move to the downside could have triggered a lot of people to sell off and they didn't allow it. And then they've pushed price up and then they've used this vector candle to push price further up. They want higher prices, okay? So a projection for Bitcoin, I'm looking at this zone right here, okay, which is the 44 mark, all right, the 45K mark, which is the ADR high, 44,941. The only time we can agree that that's going to be the case is if Bitcoin goes above the 50 EMA on the hourly, all right. If it closes above the 50 on the hourly and the 50 EMA is edging upwards. Right now, the 50 is flat. Okay, there's nothing happening, so there's no volatility, there's no momentum. It's stuck in this zone. They're accumulating orders right now trying to hold this zone. Please proceed with caution. All right, always add caution to caution and add confluence to confluence. All right, always second guess your entry, and if you really feel like you need to make an entry, use the most minimal amount of money just so you can get the execution down. If it plays out in your favor, go over the video, or sorry, go over what you did, record yourselves whilst you're doing it so that you can look back at what price was doing then against to when you opened the trade and try and study that way. That's what I used to do. All right. Ethereum on the other hand, all right, you can see on the hour time frame. Let me just do a little Matty Cole flip. What the hell, bro? What the hell? Ah, you see? Because I haven't got scale, it doesn't do it on there. So I'll let you off, Matty. All right, then. Yeah, right, cool. Same story with Ethereum. You've got these previous projection points right here. They hit the first one. I think it can come back to that. All right, and you've got the second one, which is married at the 200 EMA. Let's see what the Asian session brings for us. Add caution to caution and add the confluences in your favor. If the M3 pivot point appears to show strength, we know that the M3 zone will then take us to the M5 point, which is the 4,000 mark. But remember, there's a lot of work for Ethereum to do before that happens. Okay? XRP, on the other hand, same story. M2 zone pivot confirmed. If the M3 pivot is confirmed also, we know M2 equals M4, which is in line with the projection of this liquidity pool. M3 confirmed. We see the M5 point, which is the $1.57. That takes us to the psychological high for the start of the week. All right? On that note, guys, on that note, I would like to welcome you to me playing Phasmophobia. Apparently this game is going to be really fucking scary and I'm not too good with those sort of games. I will literally just say, no, Mike, I'm going to stop because this is starting to shit me up. I don't like suspense. All right, it's hard enough that I'm trading. I'm trying to pay attention to market makers doing these vector candles. All right, so I'm going to be playing this game in a minute. All right, I ain't going to be on it for too long because I need to get some beauty sleep. But Phasmophobia, man, this game apparently is really scary. So we're going to make our way over to Twitch. New guys, mad respect to all of you. If you want to come over to Twitch, the link's in the description, guys. All my videos have the same links and that's it. All right. But I just want to thank anyone that has passed through. Welcome to Traders Reality if you have just come through. And if you do subscribe, happy days. All right. Till then, guys, trade well, think well. All right. No FUD. Fuck that. No FUD. We're cool. We're calm. We're collected. We don't care about price. Yeah. Let the emotional traders care about price. We just want patterns. All right. Mad respect to you. Well, you don't understand what scary is to me, man. You mixed my voice system hack. Shit, man. This is going to be funny. Excuse me. All right, guys. Enough respect. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Take care. See you in a bit.